Hi everyone, and welcome to part 6 of Let's Build New York Brownstones. Last time we furnished this studio apartment for a musician, and this time we're going to start on furnishing one of the apartments upstairs. But before we get to that, I wanted to make some changes to this apartment here, and also show what I did off camera before starting the part, because as you might have noticed, I did furnish this hallway out here, and that's just because I didn't think this space would really be a particularly interesting one to show myself furnishing. So to save some time, I just went ahead and did it off camera by myself, and I think that's what I'm going to do for spaces like this going forward, just to save some time and move things along a little bit quicker. So we just have the same wallpapers that I used in the apartments, and I just added this tile out here, replaced the wood flooring that I had out there before, because Andrea Marie did bring up that wood flooring might not have been the best idea for out here. And I also added these mailboxes in that are in the apartments in San Myshuno. And I also added the community board as well. And other than that, we just got a few decorations in here. There's not really a whole lot. I didn't think the space really needed much. And I also added some stuff out here to the front of the building. So we've just got some trash bins and this box of junk. I thought that definitely fit out here very well with the trash cans. And I also added this light above the door, and that's really about it. And there were a few things that I did in the apartment. So I added this wall light here because I realized that ceiling light there in the hallway probably wasn't the best idea, and I thought this light from Moschino stuff really fit with the theme of it, although I will definitely change the color of it. I'm thinking a red might look a little bit better. And I also replaced the window that I had back here because Andrea Marie also brought up that you probably wouldn't have as ornate of a window in the back of the building. So I just used one of the windows that I used elsewhere that's kind of similar, but definitely is not as ornate. So I think that works a little bit better. But onto the changes I wanted to make. Andrea Marie also brought up that I should probably have a different curtain between the two apartments because, you know, I guess it didn't really make sense that you have the exact same curtains between the two of them. So rather than using a different curtain, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the curtain over here in this apartment to be yellow, which definitely does fit with the color scheme of it a lot better. So there we go. At least that's different now. And oh yeah, another quick thing I did to this apartment was I changed the flooring, or I just added some tile to the kitchen here, just to separate that a little bit. But as far as the other changes go, little Chrissy suggested that, actually no, before we do that, Amber brought up that I could shift the stuff over some and then add a wardrobe over here in this space because I did forget to put a dresser in this apartment. So I think that's definitely a good way to get that in. So we're just gonna grab this and then move this over a little bit. And I'm gonna actually get rid of this guitar. I don't really think we need multiple guitars in here anyway. And I'm just gonna grab that one tall IKEA-esque dresser, or maybe, no, we used that one in the other apartment, so maybe we should go with something different. Yeah, I think this one here would probably go better with what else I used in here anyway. So we can get this kind of in front of the fridge, and that shouldn't cause any routing issues, so that should be perfectly fine. So it's kind of an awkward spot for it, but with an apartment like this, I think this does work pretty well. So we'll just roll with this. And then back to what little Chrissy suggested. So they said what I could do is add a shelf under the TV with a CD decoration in it, and maybe, I believe they said one of the awards. I think that's what they said. I didn't exactly write that down, but let's just get a shelf under here. So I'm going to go with this one. And then, or maybe we could add a couple in. Yeah, I think it probably would look better if we added a couple in and had them span the whole distance underneath the TV here. So I'm going to try to line these up. Yeah, that should be good. And then we'll just change these to black, or maybe wood would look better. No, I think the black looks a little bit better. Yeah, so we'll go with that. And get that CD stuck, which I believe was here in decorations under miscellaneous all the way at the bottom. Either that or it was in the clutter. Yeah, it was in the clutter category, so all the way at the bottom of one of those. Yeah, so that's it right here. And there we go, it snaps, so I don't have to worry about raising anything up. Alright, so we got that. I don't think I'm really going to add too much to this. I think, did they say the CD item from, there was that CD item from Get Famous. So maybe that's what they meant. Because there was like that Kids Bop knockoff one. Oh, it was over here in statues. Yeah, this thing. But I kind of feel like this looks a little bit better. Yeah, so we're just going to stick with that. But there are these awards that we could perhaps put up here. Or there was that musician trophy, or that musical trophy that came with the base game. So that might be a better thing to use than that. Or, you know what, actually I'm not really feeling that, so we'll get rid of that. And perhaps what we can do with the shelf instead is put some beauty products on it, you know, like face creams and all that, or like cologne or, you know, or perfume or whatever, or, you know, just that kind of stuff, since they don't really have a dresser surface for those types of items. So I think using the shelf for that would work pretty well, especially since it is next to the dresser. I mean, it's not an ideal space to put that stuff, but, you know, when you got a cramped space, you gotta kind of make things work. Or maybe we can add some magazines, although that's not snapping. I don't really feel like dealing with moving that up right now. So I know there was some of those other skincare type items. Yeah, here's the item I was thinking of. Okay, so that doesn't exactly snap up, but I just want to see if we can get that to line up. And if not, okay, so I'm gonna have to break out that shelf even though I didn't really want to at this point. So we'll just put that there and then snap you on that and then move you over. And I'm wondering if this will look better. Yeah, I think it looks a bit better when you size it down, because I feel like the bottles were a little bit too big originally. I mean, this is something that you might keep in the bathroom, but I mean, the bathroom in this apartment isn't exactly that spacious either. So, you know, I feel like this kind of works as a place to put those stuff. All right, so now that we got that taken care of, what else do we have? Little Chrissy and Inca also suggested that instead of having this desk with a computer on it over here, that we could put the music station over here, which probably would be a better idea. So I'm just going to do what I did in the other apartment and move the laptop over here. I think that's fine. And we're going to get rid of all of this and get rid of this other guitar because, as I said, I don't really think we need to have multiple guitars. So let's find that over here in Activities and Skills. I believe that's where that should be. And then we'll sort by Get Famous. Yeah, so that... okay, so we can just scoot this over a little bit more and that should be fine. Yeah, it's a little cramped, but we can fit everything in, and I think that definitely goes better with the whole musician's apartment idea. And then we'll just scoot these bills over a little bit, and I think I'm just going to leave it as this for the table. I don't think we really need to add anything else over here. And then to go over this, there were some other wall decorations from Get Famous that might work. So I don't think I have anything. Yeah, I don't think I want to, although we could use this. Like maybe if we size this down, this would kind of work with the general vibe of the apartment. I'm not sure if this has, okay, this doesn't have any other swatches. We also might have some swatches of this poster that works, so that's another option. Or there was some stuff over here because I think one of these had a guitar in it, but I'm not sure if I want to go with this. Yeah, that does have some guitars in it. So I know I was saying something last time about having a guitar as like I think I said the guitar I put over here was like the prized possession guitar. So we can add that over here as that, you know, like this is some fancy schmancy celebrity's guitar that this person got and they just hang it up over here above their music station. Yeah, I think that works. All right, so we'll go with that. And then I feel like we need a rug under here. So I wonder how it would look if we actually size this down, or maybe we don't need anything right here. Maybe just like a doormat kind of a thing would work instead. Yeah, we can add this rug over here. I know I already used a form of that in the kitchen, or we could use this one in the black color. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so we'll go with that. Yeah, because something just kind of looked awkward. I mean, this is sort of awkward as is. I feel like we need something in this space, but it was looking awkward when I was trying to place those other ones, you know, that other rug in there. And for over here in the kitchen, Andrea Marie also suggested that I get rid of these posters that I stuck in here and just replace it with that knife wall decoration. So let me find that, just because they mentioned that I did on the other apartment, so it might be good to do something different in this one. So I believe those did come with cool kitchen stuff. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's these things. Okay, yeah, so we'll just add that over here. And then I think that was all we really needed to do in the kitchen. So other than that, Amber suggested that in the bathroom, I added that rolling cart that came with Get to Work. So I replaced this, I guess, oh crap, I did not mean to do that. Yeah, so I think we can use this space and then add that cart over here and then add the soap and toothbrushes, I don't know why I forgot what that was, over here onto that surface. The problem is I got rid of the trash can, and that was really the only trash can in this apartment. So I do need to figure out where else to put trash cans, because it was also brought up that these apartments here are lacking trash cans. So we'll figure that out after I do this. Okay, so Get to Work. I think that was in miscellaneous. Yeah, it was this thing right here. So that definitely is a cool idea for this. And I don't know, just add something a little different here. Okay, so we'll stick that in there. I think we'll change the color of this to black. And we can move the sink over just a little bit. to try to get some more space in here because it is kind of clustered together, and hopefully, okay, good, so this snaps to that. But I don't think both of these are going to snap. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to move this away and then let that snap. And then I'll just copy that here, and then we can take these and just kind of place them wherever we want around that. And then afterwards I can delete that toothbrush item that I stuck there. So I think we'll just do that. And then that should be good. Okay, yeah, so we'll just leave that like that. And then now we gotta figure out where I'm gonna stick that trash can. I think we're gonna have to just stick it over here. I think that actually works. Yeah, that should be, I mean, it's kind of an awkward spot to put it, but that shouldn't cause any issues with Sims being able to route through there. And I'm not sure where we're even gonna stick one over here in this apartment. Maybe right here? That's kind of a tight space though, and I'm worried that's gonna stop Sims from getting through. Maybe if we rotate like this and then get it up here against this wall. I know it's kind of intersecting in the wall, but I just want to get it out of the way as much as possible so Sims are still able to route through that. And I kind of like the blue color for this. You know, kind of go with the more colorful theme that this apartment has. So hopefully that should be fine. And that is it for the changes that I wanted to make down here. So now we're going to move on to the apartment upstairs. And I'm definitely not going to be able to finish it this time because this is a much larger apartment than what we did downstairs, so that's definitely not happening. But I'm hoping I can at least get it maybe 2/3 of the way done, and then next time we can finish this apartment and also work on the outside area behind this building, because I just want to furnish both the apartments that have access to that before I really do, just so I get a full picture of who's going to be living there. So that's what we're going to be doing next time, and I think this will be the bedroom, and then this will be the bathroom. And then we can have the kitchen in here. Although perhaps I'll replace this with a half wall. Just so there's actually some opening into the kitchen, you know, so it doesn't feel so closed off. And let me just get some lights in here really quickly so we can actually see what we're doing. So I'll just get you in there. No, I don't think these are going to be the actual lights that I keep in here, but as I said, just placeholders so I can see what I'm doing. And then, okay, so this is kitchen, and then this is going to be the dining room. And this is definitely kind of an awkward space, so maybe we can have the living space in here. We might be able to fit a couch in right here and then TV over here, and then this would be kind of like an entrance area. Maybe we could have a desk in here, or I don't know, just some miscellaneous stuff. We'll figure it out. There might actually be enough space in the bedroom for a desk anyway, or I don't know, this is actually kind of small, but we'll figure out something to use the space for. But I do need to get a window and a door back here just to get some more light in this apartment. So I think we'll use the same window, or I don't know, maybe for this level. I know even though this is the back, I'm thinking that maybe for, was this the single one? Okay, yeah, that was a single one. Maybe for back here, since this isn't the basement level, we will use this window. I don't know, I'm just thinking that might look a little bit better. Although up here, since we do have a higher wall height, we can use the medium wall height sliding door. So we'll have that there, so that'll be off the dining room. And then we'll change that to black, and then we can, actually let me hit F5 so I can place this more finely. And we'll put that there. And then I did want to add some more windows down the side of the building. I didn't do that in the basement, but I definitely want to do that on this upper level up here. So I think we can actually, this is a 4 tile wide area. So I think what we'll do is we'll have a window in here. I'm not going to stick a window off the bathroom. And then we'll have, so that was 5 tiles, so we'll just do that. Or maybe we'll just do one here. Yeah, I think we'll just have one window there. And then we'll do, oh, that kind of looks off now. Yeah, so I think we'll just do 2 of those together right here. All right, and then we just got to get the trim back here. Okay, so that should be pretty well situated. Although maybe I'll get rid of the window off the kitchen. Although it would be nice to have a sink under there. Yeah, so I think we'll actually keep that. Okay, so as far as the theme of this apartment, Little Chrissy suggested that I make a crazy plant lady type apartment. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be for a crazy plant lady, but someone in general who just really loves plants. So I just want to have plants all over the place. And I thought this apartment would be a great one to do this with because it does have access to a backyard out here, and it's going to have a deck off of it. So we can just clutter this deck with all sorts of plants, all sorts of planters. So I think this definitely is a good spot to do that. And the reason why I wanted to have the bedroom back here was because I thought that would make a lot more sense since this does have access to a backyard. Like, it would work a lot better to have that access be off of a living area rather than a bedroom. So I just wanted to grab one of these doors that I use down here that has the number on it. And I will change that number just because I want to try to use one that's different than what I use downstairs. Although I can't really, okay, so we gotta get a placeholder light here because I can't really see what on earth I'm doing. Okay, that works. And we'll go with, I don't think I use this one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I just want to use something different. Okay, so we'll go with that. And as I said, once again, I'll just finish this whole area by myself off camera, maybe in the next part. And then for the inner doors, I want to use the same ones that I use down here, just to kind of keep with that. Although I do want to make this apartment a little bit nicer than the ones downstairs. I mean, they're still not going to be the nicest apartments. You know, like these definitely aren't going to be like super luxurious apartments. But they are going to be a bit nicer. I think with other buildings we'll definitely, like maybe with this building here, we'll make the apartments a bit nicer and more luxurious. But I don't really want to go with that for these ones. So for the wallpaper, I wanted to try using this one here. I just feel like this is really cozy. It's kind of got this dated look to it, but it's still really cute and nice. And I guess we'll go with the same thing. Like since this is an apartment, I think it would be better to go with more plain beige type wallpapers. And then we'll pick out wood flooring for this that is a bit nicer than what we use downstairs. So there was one, I think this one looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like that one. So I'll go with that one. And then I'll figure out what kind of flooring we're going to use in the bathroom a little bit later on. But I do feel like this kitchen here needs to have something to close it in a little bit more. So I think I'm going to do what I've done a few other times in spaces like this and just add this above it. I just like that because it kind of adds something at the top to separate the space a little bit more, and then we'll add some columns on either side of that. So I want to go with some wood columns, I think. Yeah, I like how that looks. Okay, so we'll go with that. And then we also got to change the trim on top of this because that does not really look the best how it is, so we'll go with just a wood trim like that. And it's already looking a little bit better. So I guess we'll start with the kitchen. I feel like the kitchen is going to be a fairly easy space to furnish to start with. And it is nice that this apartment actually has a bit of a bigger kitchen. Although I'm thinking that maybe it would look better if we close this off and then just used an arch going into that instead of just having an open wall. Yeah, I think that'll work a little bit better. So we just got this shorter, this one right here, like just this smaller one tile white arch. Yeah, I think that definitely works a lot better. Okay, so there we go. That coloring works for me. And yeah, we're definitely going to be changing the wallpaper that I use here. Maybe I'll use one of the Parenthood ones. That way we can at least get the wallpaper up here, you know, the colors up here to match some. Yeah, I think that'll definitely work a lot better. And I'm thinking we'll go with this for the counters. So I'm just going to get the counters in here first. And then I'll swap out stuff for the appliances in a little bit. And I'm sorry if it looks laggy at all when I'm turning. I'm trying to turn slowly so that doesn't happen. But for some reason, my recording program has been lagging a little bit when I turn the camera. I don't know why it is. Like, it's fine, like, in the game. It looks fine in the game to me. But I do have my recording software up on another monitor so I can see what's going on with it. And I just noticed that it's always lagging when I turn for some reason. I'm not sure if that's going to show up in the video or not. But if it does, that's what's going on. It's really annoying, and it's been doing that worse since Windows 10 updated, so I don't know what's going on with that. I know there was the whole gaming mode thing, but I turned that off and it's still doing it. It's really frustrating. So we'll just go with that. Or actually, maybe instead of that thing, we'll go with this one. Yeah, one that feels a little bit more dated. And we definitely need to get some counters in here to make this feel a little bit more closed in. And I think this spot right here would be good for a fridge. So I want to go just kind of like a standard, maybe not that one. I don't like the white handle for some reason. I like this one a little bit more actually. But I just want to go with like standard, dated, you know, white appliances. Although the tricky part is, okay, what do we do with a stove? Okay, so maybe what we can do is let's get rid of this window actually. And we'll stick the sink over here. That way the sink is kind of looking over to the dining room a little bit. And then we'll throw the stove in back here. And I mean, I could have kept that window in. But for whatever reason, I don't really like having stoves below windows. I feel like that's like, you know, looking at kitchens in real life. I feel like that's not something you really see. So we're not going to bother with doing that. And now I'm wondering how bad it'll look if we just add some walls in here to close this in some and make it just like a pass-through where, I don't know, that actually looks sort of awkward. So we're not going to bother with doing that. Okay, so let's get some cabinets in now that we've done that. Okay, so I'm just going to go with this matching one over here. Actually, did that match? Okay, yeah, that is the right one. And I'm just gonna keep it here. Oh, did I? Okay, no, that's right. We'll just center this a little bit more in here. Okay, that works for me. And we'll just copy this over here. And then we can get the corner cabinet over in this area. And then I'm just gonna go with a shorter one above where the stove is. And then over here, it might look a little bit awkward, but we'll do that. You're kind of seeing the... Does that look fine? I guess it looks fine. That's all right. So we'll stick with that. And then I'm thinking for the range above it or the vent above it, we'll use... Where is it? This one. Because I like to take this one and just intersect it into the cabinet, so it kind of looks like it's built in into the cabinet. I feel like that just looks a little bit better. And then we got to change the wallpaper that we're using in here. So I'm going to go with one of these. Hold on, one of these that has the same wallpaper color up top. So kind of that more beige. So I think this one, yeah, this one does. But I don't know about that one. Okay, no, not that one. That's not the same color. That is not either. I think this one is. Like, this is definitely... Okay, no, that's not quite the same color, but it's pretty close. Okay, that one isn't. Yeah, we don't really have a whole lot that are. I think I only saw like one that was. Yeah, this is the one that was an exact match, so I think we'll actually go with that. You know, we'll add a little bit of color in here, which I think is good. So I'm just going to add that in these spaces behind where the counters are, and then we'll just leave it as this color over here. So I think that works. Yeah, I don't think we really need the tile over in the rest of the space. Okay, so let's actually get some details in here, and I am glad that we do have more space to work with. So I'm thinking we can have this counter be the one that they can actually cook on. And then we'll get a microwave over here. And then we actually have space to add some cooking utensils on. So we'll just add that next to the stove. Okay, so once again, I'll search for utensil. Yeah, that's how you spell that, right? So I think this is the one I usually use. Yeah, I like this one. Okay, so I'll go with you. And I also wanted to get a spice rack, but I think I'm going to use the one that I don't believe I used downstairs. I think it might have been this one. Okay, it is. Yeah, I like this one. Yeah, I don't think I used that one downstairs. It's just kind of this cute rounder one. And I am imagining like maybe a middle-aged woman lives here. Like that's kind of what I want to go for with this. And maybe we can also add some stuff in for a cat. You know, like, because I think the idea of like a crazy cat lady or, you know, an apartment for someone who owns a lot of cats was another idea that was brought up. So perhaps we can actually combine the two of those ideas, although I'm not really sure where I'm going to fit a litter box in here. Maybe we can cram it into the bathroom. We might be able to make that work. So we can figure that out when the time comes. And I wonder, okay, so that doesn't really snap up there. Or we can add this into the corner here. Or on second thought, I'm not really feeling that. So what we could do is we can just add this knife block in here. And then maybe we can add a nice plant in the corner instead. Although we should push that, yeah, okay, yeah, so we'll push that further back like that. And then let me find a plant. There is one plant that I always like to stick in kitchens. I don't know what it is, but I love sticking this one in kitchens and then using that yellow swatch of it. I don't know, I just love this plant. This is one of my favorite plants. I just think it's so pretty. Okay, so we'll actually go with that and then add that in there. And I'm kind of thinking we should push this a little bit further forward. Over here, I wanted to add a dish drawing rack, so I'm going to go with that one that I always use from Parenthood. I just really like how that one looks. I like it a lot more than the Cool Kitchen Stuff one, which has a more modern look to it and looks a bit more put together. I like how this one just kind of has like the different colors of plants on it. Or not plants, geez, plates. Close enough. Okay, so we'll rotate it like... Actually, let me move the camera over here a little bit, so we can get that in there better. All right, and then let's go with, I'm feeling that swatch. And what else do we want to have over here as a decoration? We could, actually, I don't know if putting an appliance over here is going to work very well. Like, we could add in a coffee maker, but yeah, they kind of do an awkward thing over here in this space, so I don't think we really need that. So what we could throw in is that bread box that came with Parenthood. That's another really cute kitchen decoration. So let me see how that lines up. Although something else we do need is a paper towel dispenser and a soap dispenser. That is something that I always like to throw in. Although that's kind of fitting in there awkwardly. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to get rid of that. So perhaps what we could do is instead of having the plant over here, we could add the plant into this corner and then throw this over here. Yeah, I think that actually works a little bit better. And then, ooh, that looks kind of cute. Yeah, we could go with the green for that, just so it doesn't have to match this perfectly. So it kind of looked like that look of it being a little bit less matchy-matchy and having some different colors. Okay, so stop snapping to that. Okay, so we're gonna have to move this a little bit further away. Just trying to be being a little finicky with the placement of this. Okay, so we'll move that over just so it's not so close to that bread box. And then I want to throw something in over here. I just thought that since we are making this for someone who has cats as well, that we could take one of these treat containers and put it on the counter like they're treats for the cat. Although these definitely look more like they're dog treats, but that's fine. We could pretend. Or maybe they have a dog as well. Like they don't just have to have a cat. They could have both. So I like that idea. I just think that's really cute. And that's something nice to put here. Okay, so we'll position it like that. I think that looks good. Actually, let me just turn that a little bit more like that. And then I did want to try to get that soap dispenser and paper towel dispenser in here. So I think we can at least fit the soap dispenser over on this side. That actually is fine where it's snapped to. Yeah, okay, so we'll leave it like that. And then over here, so I really want to make sure they're able to still use this counter. So I'm hoping that even if it intersects with the sum, that it'll be fine. So let me search for paper towel. So that was Modernist paper towel dispenser. There we go. Yeah, I've used this so many times that I've memorized the name of it. So that kind of happens when you build a lot. So position it like this, and hopefully that won't cause any issues with that, but I think it is definitely good to have something kind of going over onto the counter a little bit, just so it doesn't feel so empty. And then over here on this wall, there was that really cute decoration that came with Get Together that has, it looks like the different like coffee pots, like that kind of a thing, like that old-timey coffee pot decoration, this thing right here. So I want to size that down and stick that on the wall here, just add something to that. I think that's almost all that we need in the kitchen. Although I definitely do want to change the floor in here, since this is its own separate room. It would work a lot better to have a tile, and then I also wanted to add a rug in front of the sink here. So I'm thinking we can use this one. I really like using this one, and it does have some cute swatches for kitchen rugs. So I'm feeling something blue, like we could go with that one, or maybe not that one. I think there's another swatch of that one that was similar. I don't know, we could always go with the standard. I like to go with the yellow. Something about the yellow I really like. We could go with this one. Since this is a crazy plant lady, or, for someone who likes plants a lot, I do like the idea of this one in here. Like they just wanted a plant rug to go with their love of plants. So I think that's really cute. So leave that. And then I want to find a tile that does work with this pretty well. So there is this one here. That's kind of like my standard tile to use in these spaces. Like it kind of has this dated 90s-esque look to it, which I do like for this space. Let's move out here to this space. So we definitely want to have a cat food bowl or pet food bowl. So I think right here would be a good spot for that. So let's go to pets and then get the feeder right here. And then we can change the color of that to, I'm thinking the gold one. Or maybe we could just do white. Or black. Yeah, I think we'll go with the black one. All right, so we got that figured out. And I also wanted to change the light that we have in the kitchen here because I don't really want to stick with that one. So maybe this one. This feels kind of like a light that you would have in a kitchen. And then as the main light in here, I wanted to use, where was it? This light here. Yeah, I really like this one. And then over here in the dining room, I'm thinking we could use perhaps this one, or there was that ceiling light here that came with pets. I also think this one looks nice, or this one here is another option. I actually like the look of this one. And since this is a very small space, I believe we're going to have to go with a one tile table. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to fit like a 2-tile long table. We don't need 6 seats there anyway. Yeah, I don't know how far I'm going to be able to get with this apartment in this part, because I just realized I've already been recording for a while. But I think what we can do for the rest of the space is kind of get down the general idea of what we want to do, and then In the next part, I'll go through and add some more detail to it. So for the table, I'm feeling that we can go with this one. Or we could actually go with this table here because I feel like this one kind of looks a little bit small for the space, although I'm worried that this one might cause some routing issues. But I actually like how it fits in the space a little bit better. So let's try to figure out which swatch of this looks best. I'm kind of digging the one with the blue in it for some reason. And then I feel like these chairs would just be really cute for here. So we could go with this swatch of them. Although maybe that's a bit too dark. I think, you know, actually the white might work. So let's just try that all the way around. Or we also have that other chair that came with cats and dogs. This one here. Yeah, I think this one could work well. So I'm going to delete one of these over here just so I can get a better look at it and try to find a color that might work a little bit better. Oh, that actually goes really well with this table. Okay, so we're going to go with this one. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's part of a set. And unfortunately, I don't think we have another swatch of this with the same table jack color, but without the blue. Because I'm unsure of the blue here. Like, that's the only thing. Although I do think there was a coloring. Yeah, we also have this. That actually looks pretty good. Okay, so we can go with this. And then this rug here is just still bothering me for some reason. Something over here in the kitchen doesn't look quite right. And I don't know if maybe we don't need that rug or we can just go with another one. I think that's something. I'm just going to get rid of that. And I think that's something we can just figure out next time. Like, you all can let me know what you think of it. Since we aren't actually going to be finishing this apartment in this part. So that is nice that I can take some more suggestions. And we can have this above here. Yeah, I actually like how the red ties in with that. And then for the rug under here, there was this one that I think fits under this table really nicely, but I want to see if we have a swatch of it that might go with this a little bit better. I mean, the red here actually doesn't look that bad, but I'm not really feeling that swatch. Like, we could go with this one, and then I also want to figure out some curtains. So I feel like for this one, these cats and dogs curtains could, okay, never mind. Those don't really, that's the problem. Like, when you put two of these windows together like this, it doesn't really look the best on the inside. Like, it's kind of an awkward window to try to cover up, but we can use these curtains in this apartment since we do have the medium wall height here. So let's try this one over here. See, like, that actually looks pretty good. And then we can go with this coloring. Or maybe even this one. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that coloring. I want to see how to look if we do just replace it with this window. Yeah, I think that works a little bit better. Okay, so let's go back here and then maybe, okay, no, let's not use that one. Let's go with this one. Although, yeah, see that's the problem. These windows are so awkward to try to put curtains on. Like, it's just so frustrating to try to find something that really feels like it fits right. So I think we're going to actually have to go with this one here. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works. And since we're going with the whole plant thing, I want to add some plants for sure. So we can have this one over here. And then I think maybe a more reddish one. Or we can just go with that. Yeah, I think that works fine. And then next to that, we can add some more outdoorsy type plants like this. And let's change that to the green. And I want to try adding this one in. I am kind of worried, like, this apartment probably, we might have some routing issues over here with this. So I might have to reconfigure this slightly, but I just like the idea of having a whole bunch of plants over here. Or what we can do is, or, you know, the plants look fine. So I think we'll leave it like that. I was about to say that we could move these over here and then stick a hutch in this corner, but since we are going with the whole plant thing in this apartment, I think it's fine to leave it like that. And then over here in this corner, let's throw this plant. All right, so we just got that. I think that color works fine. Or we can go with this one or the red. I'm not sure. I think the red looks kind of nice. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to tweak a bunch in this apartment. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do with the dining room for this part. So you all can, of course, let me know what you want to see me change in that. And we can also throw a curtain over this door, and that shouldn't affect Sims being able to go through the doors at all. Like, I don't think curtains cause any problems. I've tried it before, and it's fine. Okay, so we'll just throw that over there, and then go with that same pinkish kind of a color. And over here is going to be the TV area. So this is a little bit cramped. So how are we going to do this? I'm thinking a love seat would probably fit into the space a little bit better. So let's see what we got. Or we can try this, like maybe this. Or what we could do is not even bother with having a TV in here. You know, maybe the person who lives here just isn't really into that. Or we could just have a TV in the bedroom rather than out here, because I feel like it's just going to make the space kind of awkward if we try to cram that in. So I'm thinking maybe we could just not do that. You know, like just have a couch and a chair out here, and maybe like like a cat tree or something like that, and a bunch of plants, and then have a TV in the bedroom. You know, you don't always need to have a TV out in the living room. So perhaps for this apartment, we can just skip that whole thing. And I think I'll go with that. Or we could even go back to just this chair. Or this couch, actually. I want to see... So that kind of works. That's the same color as the curtains, so that might not really be that great of an idea. But I actually kind of like how that looks over the... Okay, there we go. I like how that looks over the cats and dogs couch and chair. So we'll add that here. And then leave that like that. And then... Although... Okay, let's move that over some. And then we can just have a table here with a lamp on it and maybe some plants. And I think we'll try that coloring for it. Yeah, everything doesn't have to coordinate perfectly. And then for surfaces, I think perhaps the cats and dogs table would look good. Okay, so we'll go with that. And let's use that color. I like that. Yeah, because I don't want to use two like woods in here that are too dark, because I feel like that's going to blend in with the wall too much. So I don't really want to do that. And then for the lamp, I do like this one. Or there was the one from Cats and Dogs that kind of had that stained glass look to it. This one here, I think that could actually look really pretty in here. So we can go with perhaps that coloring of it. I like that because it's kind of got the pinks to tie with the curtains and everything over here. But then it does have some of that blue to tie in with this. So I think that is one that could work. And then in front of that, we can get a coffee table. And I feel like this just works better than trying to cram a whole couch and TV setup in here, because it does open up the space some. Because I definitely was really worrying about routing issues with where it was before. So for the coffee table, we could use... Okay, that's not it. I was thinking the one from Cats and Dogs. Or there was the one from Get Together. So that is this one right here. Or we could just go with the Cats and Dogs one, so it coordinates a little better. Yeah, let's try that one. Not sure about that one anymore. Yeah, so this is the Cats and Dogs one. And I believe it has... Yeah, it has this swatch here. So we can go with that. And then I'm thinking some plants on here. Maybe some plants over here. Definitely a cat tree somewhere. Yeah, so I get to... cluttering this place up with plants in the next part. But as I said, for this time, since I don't want this part to run too long, and it probably already is running very long, I just want to get the general idea of what we're going to do, and we can really go in and add the details next time. So perhaps a cat tree there. Oh, keep using the wrong tools. And then we can have a lamp right here. Like there was that standing lamp for Cats and Dogs that I think is really pretty. So that could work for that one. Maybe that color or something with a little bit more pizzazz to it. We can figure that out next time. So let me find... Okay, so here it is. I think the coloring of it actually works pretty well, but I want to see if we have another one that maybe... Ooh, like we have this one? Perhaps that one? Although I don't think we necessarily have to... Or maybe what we could do is... I don't know. That swatch for that one. And then a different swatch for this one just to kind of break up the pinks. Just because I'm not sure about having that one be pink, like right next to the pink curtain. So I'm thinking maybe this. We can do that. And then this over here. Or we can always change that. But I'm just going to leave that as is for the time being. And I wanna start to figure out what we're going to do in the bedroom over here. Yeah, we're definitely not going to get as much done with this apartment as I had hoped we would. So for this one, I think the Cats and Dogs bed would probably be the best option. So we can just stick that over here. Maybe like a nice quilted bedspread for it. I like this one. I think that one is really cute. Or we have this one if we want to use some more blue woods in here. Or this one if we want to go for more of a white look. This one's also really nice, but I'm digging this one. And I know I use this out in the living room, but I really do like using these ones. And I think it's fine because you really couldn't see much of the end table anyway out there. Although this one is very bulky. So perhaps what we can do is use the get together one, since I feel like that does go with the set very nicely, but it is a bit smaller. Okay, so we'll put this over here, and I'm gonna get rid of this light, and we're gonna go with the one that I used out here. And while we're swapping that out, let's go ahead and change this one over here for this one. I don't know if I really want to start on figuring out the layout for the bathroom this time around, or perhaps I'll just save that for next time. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this part here. So we didn't really get a ton done with this apartment, but we at least got the kitchen mostly finished, the dining room's mostly finished, so next time I'll finish adding all the details and I'll hopefully be able to start on furnishing the back area of the house. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and bye!